guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm sharing with you a couple of my vegan meal ideas. For those that don't know me, my name is Aid. I'm a music festival content creator. I have a blog and a YouTube channel all about going to music festivals, and I recently became plant-based. As of August of last year, I have a whole podcast episode talking about it that I will link down below for you guys. And I get asked all the time what I'm eating and people needing different meal ideas, so I thought I'd share what I have been eating for the past couple of weeks. This was filmed over, I think, a 2 to 3 week period, I want to say, because I eat pretty much the same thing every day. So from week to week, I kind of switch up what I am eating, but as it goes for Monday through Thursday or Monday through Friday, I typically eat the same thing for lunch and dinner. Because I am working out and I am on certain macros, I like to just eat the same thing and stay pretty consistent with that. So this has been filmed for a while and I'm so excited to finally share these ideas with you guys. This is a new format that I'm not used to, so I'll be doing a voiceover and kind of walking you guys through what I made and how I make it and everything. So I hope you guys like it. If you do like this video, please do give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button to vibe with me. And you can also follow me on TikTok and Instagram. One thing I will say before we get into this video is that I do follow a pretty low fat, low carb macro plan. And so I'm not going to share what my macros are. Everybody's goals and everybody's eating habits are different. So this is just how I am currently eating. So if you need to add more carbs or you need to do something else, I will talk through that a little bit throughout the voiceover. So I hope that helps. But just so you guys know where I'm coming from, I tend to eat pretty low carb just because I am working out and I'm trying to stay fit and meet some of my fitness goals right now. It's me. Hello, I'm editing this video. I also forgot to mention, if you are not vegan, if you are not plant-based, feel free to swap out whatever protein with whatever protein you want. So some of these have tofu, some of these have Beyond Burger, stuff like that. Whatever your preference is when it comes to getting your protein, just feel free to do that. If you are not plant-based or vegan, this is still a good video for you and hopefully will give you guys some ideas. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alrighty, voiceover Aid here. We have my Very Berry protein smoothie up first. So this is what I use. I use Blessed strawberry milk plant protein, spinach, berries, peanut butter, cinnamon, and almond milk. I'll start by putting a handful of spinach into my little smoothie cup. I think I have a NutriBullet, so that is what I use to blend my smoothies. And then I'll add some of that frozen berries in there. And then we'll add some cinnamon. And then some peanut butter. Oh my gosh, this is already making me hungry. And then I'll add some almond milk. And then I'll put water. What I found works best is adding the liquids first with that Blessed protein because it's so thick that it tends to get like a little bit clogged up. So I'll do the liquids first and then I'll add protein last. And then we'll blend it all up, baby. Of course, my smoothie had to like freak out a little bit. I didn't close it right, so that was fun to clean up. And there we have it. So I'll have this smoothie along with some vegan sausage for breakfast typically. On to the next. So this is a Copycat breakfast buzz smoothie from Delish. It's a place in Arizona that I figured out how to copy the recipe when I moved here to Austin. And so you're gonna need peanut butter, chocolate protein, cold brew, cinnamon, and almond milk for this. You can also swap out the protein for cacao powder if you prefer that. So I'll put some spinach in there. And then I will add a frozen banana as well. That is important for this, as well as some cinnamon. And then typically this recipe also calls for coffee, and that's why we have the cold brew. So to get that coffee kind of taste. And then I'll add peanut butter. And then I'll add the chocolate protein to it. And like I said, you could sub for cacao powder if you prefer that instead of doing protein powder, but this is just my way of getting protein. And then I'll add the tiniest amount of cold brew because I'm so sensitive to caffeine, but I need that little kick, you know what I mean? And then we will blend it all up. This was my go-to hangover cure in college, you guys, and it's just the best. And it's a good way to start your morning, especially if you're feeling tired. That cold brew kicks in and you feel like you're about to have a heart attack, and we love it. And I hope you guys enjoy this one. Let me know if you try it out. Next recipe is what I would like to call a healthier version of a Chipotle burrito bowl. It's a cauliflower rice taco bowl. You're going to need a can of black beans, some taco seasoning, and Beyond ground beef. And then I have frozen cauliflower rice already in the microwave and some Brussels sprouts that we will put in the air fryer. That's the brand that I get from H-E-B of cauliflower rice. And then also going to top with some salsa. So first I'll break up the Beyond ground and just mash it all up, get it into that crumbly type of texture. This serving serves about 4 servings, so we're going to be meal prepping this for my lunch this week. And then I will drain out all the gross fluids that come from that and get that all good. And then I'll go back to the pan and add beans and get the beans warmed up. Then I will add the Beyond ground back into the pan. And with that taco seasoning, you need to add water, but I just didn't drain the beans, so I used that, the bean sauce, whatever it's called, I don't know. And added taco seasoning, added some other seasonings it looks like. I just go ham with the seasonings, honestly, so I don't even know what I just threw in, to be honest, but that taco seasoning should just be enough. But I'm just adding more because I added beans and everything, so I wanted everything to be nicely seasoned. That's the key to a lot of this, you guys. Know your seasonings and your spices. And then I start to meal prep. So this is me dividing everything out. I think it was about a cup per meal prep container of cauliflower rice, I want to say. I don't know because I think I ended up going back and fixing it, but it was about a cup, I'd say. And then this is where I just divvy it out. When I'm super hardcore tracking my macros, I will use my scale to properly divide it to make sure it's all good to go. But I was pretty lax when I was filming this, so I was not using the scale and just kind of eyeballing it. Then we have our Brussels sprouts going in the air fryer. So what I'll do is they're frozen, so I will add olive oil and then season them with pepper, salt, and garlic powder. Usually I don't go too crazy on the seasonings for this. And then I will stir it around, make sure everything got coated and whatnot, and then I will put it in the air fryer at 400 for about 20 minutes, and then about halfway through I'll shake it up, make sure it looks good, and we want them nice and crispy like that. Oh yeah, almost burnt. Then I will divvy that back out into the meal prep containers. Usually for my veggies I just eyeball that, but when it comes to like the meat and the beans, I will try to use the scale for that just so I'm making sure I'm getting the right amount of protein. And then it's the next day, so it's lunchtime. I am going to get everything out into the bowl that needs to be microwaved. So we'll put the rice, we'll get the Beyond meat. I tried to make this look as aesthetically pleasing as possible, you guys, so I hope you appreciate it. It doesn't look great, I know, but I swear it's really good. So I got everything there, and then we are going to microwave it for about a minute, I think, and I kind of stir it halfway between. And then I will add some vegan cheese to it and then some of Frank's hot sauce. I put Frank's hot sauce on literally everything, you guys. It's so bad. And then I'm also going to add some salsa to it. One thing to know is that I do get my groceries every 2 weeks. So this was the week before I got my groceries. So that's why I was not using a lot of fresh produce. If I was using fresh produce, I would have gotten fresh pico and guac and all of that. But this was kind of one of those off weeks. But it's still so yummy. Right, this next one is tofu fried rice, which was so freaking good. I'm gonna have to make this again. But first, we start out by pressing our tofu. If you guys don't know, tofu has a lot of moisture in it, and the best way that if you want a nice crispy tofu, you want to get that moisture out because that way it's able to marinate a lot better, and then it makes it a lot crispier. So I got this tofu press from Amazon, and it was honestly life-changing. And so you see me kind of like get the moisture out, and it basically just seeps through that. If you don't have a tofu press, you can just use paper towels and press on the tofu that way. However, like I said, this has been life-changing and has saved me a lot of time. And then I will cut the tofu into smaller cubes. So I am just cutting, I think, 2 packages of tofu here, and I will put it in a big bag to marinate. So this is the way I cut my tofu, just to get those small cubes and everything, as you can see here. Cutting it long ways and hot dog ways, all the ways basically, and then I will put it in a big bag. For the marinade, we're gonna use some chili paste, some tamari, which is gluten-free soy sauce, rice vinegar, and sesame oil, as well as some minced garlic that I get from the grocery store. I really like using that. I just eyeball everything. I wish I could tell you guys measurements, but I really just eyeball it and kind of go for it. I wish there was a method to the madness, but I've been cooking for so long that I've just kind of like eyeballed it and hope for the best. And then I will shake it all up, get it good, and then we will put it in the fridge to marinate. I typically like to marinate for a day, but you can do 30 minutes to an hour. I think this was about an hour that I waited while I worked on some stuff. And then what I'm going to do is, before I had marinated everything, I measured out just how much tofu I needed in each serving. So that is what I'm doing right now. I'm measuring everything out because I'm meal prepping this for lunch. Like I said, this was like another week where this was going to be my lunch for the week. So I'm just measuring out what that all is going to be for one serving. And so I'll do that for, I think this went for 5 meals. It was a lot of food, but that was my lunch for the week. And then in the air fryer, I did this for 20 minutes at 370, and same thing, halfway through I'll shake it up, make sure it's good, and then I'm just gonna make a little sauce that I can do for the fried rice to fry it up and put it with the veggies and stuff and put the tofu in and everything. So for this, I'll do a couple of tablespoons of soy sauce or tamari. You can also do coconut aminos, and then I added some chili paste, some brown sugar for some sweetness, more garlic, gotta have the garlic, and then I added some sesame oil and some peanut butter. I was on a huge peanut sauce kick for some reason, so this was the sauce I made. Then we got our frozen peas going and our brown rice going. I followed the directions on the bag for that. And then we have some shredded carrots, and I put that onto a bigger pan because I realized how much carrots this was. This was gonna be for 5 meals, you know. And then added the frozen peas once I drained those and those were good to go. I added a little bit more of that sauce there. And then seasoned, I used that umami seasoning from Trader Joe's. I just tried that. It was really good. Here is our tofu looking nice and brown and crispy. We love it. Added the brown rice into the whole mixture of everything. Just so you guys know, this isn't 1 serving. This is 5 servings, like I said. Putting it all together, letting those all get the flavors in. Then I threw the sauce in and then fried it up a little bit. Separated it out into my meal prep bowl. So there is the 4 servings, and then I'll show you my serving that was for lunch. Boom. Looking so yummy, so steamy, so good. And this is what all the meal prep containers looked like. This next one is so simple, so I hope this one's helpful. Doesn't have a whole lot of steps compared to the other ones. We have a Beyond Sausage zoodle bowl, so you're gonna have sun-dried tomatoes, some butter, kale greens, Beyond Sausage, and mushrooms. Also, I didn't include the zucchini spirals, but we also have those as well. I get those pre-packaged from the store. You'll have the Beyond Sausage on a pan. I just followed the directions on the packaging, so just do that as well. And I'll let those be on the pan for a little bit. And then when they're ready to go, I will take them off the pan and I will put them onto a cutting board, onto some paper plates. That way they can kind of get the oil off of them. And you see me rubbing it off. And then I'll put the mushrooms in, and then I will add the zucchini spirals just to get that going. So this mushroom zucchini combo is going to get spread out across 4 bowls, as you saw that there were 4 sausages. So I'll make the whole mixture all at once for the different meals, and then I will put that with a sausage. And you'll see me meal prep here. And I will add each sausage to the thing, and then I will add some zucchini. I'm just eyeballing it here. Otherwise, I would normally measure it out and do it evenly, but this was a time where I wasn't heavily tracking my macros. So I was just eyeballing it, and there's such low carb vegetables anyway that it's kind of okay. And you see I have the Beyond Sausage cut up, so when it's dinner time, I will throw the zoodles, the mushrooms, and the Beyond Sausage there, and then I will add kale and crush it all up. I'm not a fan of kale unless it's sauteed in a bowl, so this is my only way of getting some more greens and some good nutrients that kale provides. Then I will add some sun-dried tomatoes. I'm obsessed with sun-dried tomatoes. And then this is where I make my little sauce. I'll use some vegan butter. I'll do about a tablespoon. And then I will just go to town on the seasonings with garlic, Italian seasoning, salt, pepper, all the things. And then I will mix it all up. And then I will have it on simmer just to make sure everything's good to go. And then it's ready for dinner. So yummy. To top it off, I've really been loving nutritional yeast. It's like a cheesy alternative to cheese, like Parmesan cheese. It doesn't taste like anything we've ever had, but it kind of gives it that cheesy flavor when mixed in with everything. I don't like it alone, but I like it on top of these bowls. And so that is the finished product. It really is simple and doesn't take a whole lot of time. Not least, this is probably my favorite recipe I've discovered this year. I will link it down below for you guys, but basically there's broccoli slaw, edamame, pad thai noodles, red bell pepper, and tofu to make the yummiest salad. I will boil those noodles, and then we are going to press our tofu once again and then cut it up. So I'm measuring out here what a single serving will be as I'm meal prepping this for lunch again. This is probably one of my favorite lunches I've had. I think I'm making it this next week, to be honest. And then I'm making a quick marinade. So if you're kind of strapped for time and you don't have time to do the whole frozen bag and like put it all together, I'll do this. So I did some soy sauce and some sesame oil and kind of drizzled it all together and then put it in the air fryer. This round I did 370 at 15 minutes. Recipe has the sauce recipe in there as well. So this is all the ingredients for the sauce. I normally do this in a blender. I should have done it in a blender, but I was being so lazy. So this is a single serving of that sauce. It would have been much easier to just make a whole serving of the sauce for my meals this week. But you're seeing me make it all. It's a lot. It's a lot, but it's really good. The peanut butter and all the spices and everything just is so tasty and creamy and everything. And you can see me struggling doing this whole little thing with a spoon, and then I end up getting a fork, and that kind of makes it a lot better to whisk. But I should have just blended it like I did the first time I made this sauce. I don't know what I was doing. I was just being really lazy. So note to self, always do the blender. And so you want to get it that little bit kind of thick consistency. If it's too liquidy, add more peanut butter, and if it's too thick, then add more liquid. So building our salad, we have the broccoli slaw. I do about a cup of the broccoli slaw, I want to say, and then I will add the fresh red bell pepper, the noodles, and then we will add our edamame in there, showing you what that tofu looked like at that amount of time. I've just been testing out different temperatures and time for getting that crispy tofu, and there we have it. She is beauty. She is grace. We love her. We stan. And then this is me adding in the sauce. I tried to make this look aesthetic and it didn't really work out too well because then I was dripping sauce everywhere. And then we mix it all up, get her going. This is one of my favorite things and I hope you guys like it. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button to vibe with me. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment it down below. Like I said, I do have a podcast episode all about my journey to becoming plant-based and vegan and whatnot. Feel free to go check that out. I love you guys. I hope you're staying safe and healthy out there, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.